Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here for you with my April favorites. I don't know if I did a March favorites. I don't know the last time I did a favorites video, but I had some things to talk about for the start of May, the entire month of April. So I'm just gonna show you some stuff, and I have no rhyme or reason to this. I'm just gonna kind of like grab things, and then I have some things that aren't physically here to talk about. So let's just get into it. I think we're gonna start with the thing that like is still on my mind because I just had one for breakfast. So we'll go with the two food things first. It's really only one food thing. And that is the Too Good Save Rescued Fruit Meyer Lemon Yogurts. Now, y'all know I love the Too Good yogurts. I talk about these all the time on my Health by Kayla Instagram. And I think I've talked about them in a favorites video too. Like, they're so dang delicious. I usually am not a Greek yogurt fan, but I actually like really like these. They're the only yogurts I eat anymore. They only have 2 grams of sugar, 80 calories or something like that. Yeah. I'm on my WW, as you know if you've seen any of my Health by Kayla videos. And so they're only 2 points, which is also really nice, and they're super filling. So that is, they're so good. This is the lemon ones, which are my current favorite, but they have so many good flavors. I don't think there's a single flavor I don't like that I've tried, and I think I've tried them all now. I could be wrong, but I think I've tried them all. I think there's a peach one, and I haven't tried that because I just like, I don't like peach, so I just know I won't like it, so I'm not gonna set myself up for failure. But I like most of the flavors of this. So that is the Too Good yogurts. The like MVP of April, and really I've only had it the last 2 weeks of April, is this. This is my Life bottle. I got it off Amazon for $18. It holds a gallon of water. This is what I drink in one day. It does have the time measures, which I don't really follow. As you can tell, it's like 11:30 right now, and it's almost noon, and I have not drinking anything, but I also woke up late, so I don't really use the time. I just make sure I drink the whole gallon. And I am obsessed. It comes in like 5 colors. It's 18 bucks. It's in my Amazon Essentials list. Obviously, it'll be linked in the blog post too, but y'all, it's good stuff. It weighs 8 pounds full though, so it's kind of heavy. I'm like, ugh, which 8 pounds isn't that heavy, but when it's water, you're like, why is my water bottle so heavy? But it's worth it. I have 2 beauty favorites. The first one is, I mean, this is a long time favorite. I've loved this. I've been using this for, I don't even know how many months now. But it was like the MVP when I was traveling last month, and that is the Youth to the People Adaptogen Deep Moisture Cream. This is my favorite moisturizer. I also use their, I don't remember the name of the other one. They have a lighter moisturizer too. I use that one as well. But the Adaptogen Deep Moisture is my MVP. This stuff does miracles for my skin. And so I actually didn't bring enough of it on my trip because I brought both moisturizers thinking I would use them both alternatively like I usually do. But when I was in Boston, I was like, I just need this one. So I had to go buy a mini when I was in Boston. But like, so worth it. I love this product. Next up, this is a product you can't get, so it's kind of mean that I'm sharing it. And I've talked about it before, but I rediscovered, because it's what I had in travel size, one of my favorite Bath & Body Works fragrances, and that's the Lemon Pomegranate Cream. And so then I realized I still had a full size to use, so that's what I'm using right now at home. It's kind of mean to share this, but this is like my favorite. Every once in a while, there's still some that show up in the semi-annual sale, but I think they're pretty much done with this one. But it was, oh, so good. So good. I love this stuff. It came out the year I was working there, and so I've like stocked up because I was obsessed. And I think this is my last bottle of the fragrance mist. So I'm like, oh no. And then I saw my mini one, my travel size. Next up, it wouldn't be a Kayla favorites if I didn't talk about a Wear Me Pro glasses. Y'all know Wear Me Pro eyewear is like my favorite for blue light and sunglasses. I am an affiliate with them, so I do have an affiliate code. This video is not sponsored. This is just the pair that I've been wearing the most this month that I thought I would show you guys. But these are the blue light glasses Jewels in Space Gray, which is really like a really light blue. You can kind of see it's like a really light grayish blue, and I am obsessed with these. This is probably my favorite pair I have. I think I've talked about them on the channel before, but they're just so cute. The color makes my eyes pop, so I have to, you know, I have to love that. And I would not be able to like run Styled by Kayla without my blue light glasses. So these are the Jewels. They have so many different designs in sunglasses and blue light, and they have a new active collection, which I have not tried any of yet. So when I do, I'll let y'all know as we get into summer and I'm like, you know, actually working out outside. I'll let you kind of know what I think, because I'll order a pair or two. But I do have an affiliate link that's always in the description of the videos, or you can use the code SBK20 for 20% off your Wear Me Pro order. This video isn't sponsored, but they have an affiliate code for me, for my viewers, to get 20% off. So I highly, highly recommend that you check out Wear Me Pro. I love their sunglasses. I've been wearing them a lot more lately, but their blue lights was kind of how I found them and like my bread and butter with them. They're so good. So good. Let's do the clothing item before we go into books. So this is a weird one. I have a lot of issues. Well, we'll say that. I have a lot of issues. And some of those issues are sensory issues tied to anxiety and stress and things like that. And for me, usually travel is not stressful. Travel during times of COVID for the longest trip I've taken since I was 17 is a little stressful. So when I was getting ready to go to Boston, I thought I knew what I wanted to wear on the plane, and then I got like I was just feeling really gross and feeling really like overstimulated, and I could not decide what to wear. So then Cameron loaned me a pair of her sweatpants that she was like, these are like magical. And I was like, well, let me try them on. They were magical. I brought them on the trip with me. I wore them there and back. I made her order more. And they are my favorite things ever. I stole the pair I originally used from her, and then she bought more pairs for us. And so I have this pair right here, which is lime green and totally obnoxious, but I honestly kind of love them. But these are I gotta make sure I have the name right. They are the Breathe On plus size jogger from Old Navy. Y'all, these are the comfiest sweatpants I've ever worn in my life. They are just like, I wish I could explain to you what this fabric feels like, but it is so soft and breathable and cozy, and like they are a more high-waisted pant, which is always really funny when I put them on and I'm just like, they go all the way up here, which means they're probably good size down, but why would I? They're sweatpants. So I'm obsessed. I think we have all the colors now between us. Maybe we don't have blue ones yet, I don't think. But I'm just obsessed with these. They are a great sweatpants option. Old Navy has been killing it with the loungewear options for plus size ladies lately. Cameron has been ordering a ton of their stuff, and I'm like, when did Old Navy get good at plus size comfy clothes? Like, never has been a thing, and they're doing incredible. So these are the Breathe On jogger. Highly recommend. I think they're like 30 bucks. And so comfy. All right, is there any one thing I want to talk about before books? Because I think the rest of this is media. Oh, I have one more physical thing, but I'm not going to actually bring it in here because it would be awkward to show. But my new suitcases. These are from Vera Bradley. I am obsessed. I got them on a really good deal. They were on sale, and then there was a sale, and then I also used Rakuten, so I got some money back. And then I also am a Vera Bradley brand ambassador now, which is so exciting. So I have a discount code for y'all, and it should be linked in the description. If not, I will make sure it is. But I bought myself new luggage. So it's a set that's the large and the small. And then I also bought myself a couple other things because, you know, why not when there was such a good deal going on. But I am obsessed with these. They were the best suitcases I've ever used. And I'm usually not a fan of like soft luggage, but these are, oh, so good. So this set, I think it might still be on sale on their website. I'm not sure. It's a pattern from last spring, but I'm obsessed. But you can use the code SBKayla20 for 10% off your order at Vera Bradley. Again, this video is not sponsored by them, but I am a brand ambassador, so I do have a discount code for y'all. And I think it works on everything except for the licensed material. So the Disney and the Harry Potter, I don't think it counts. I don't think you can get the 10% off on those, but I think it works for everything else. But yeah, so this luggage, I'm obsessed with it. I'm so glad that I bought it. It was kind of one of those things, I didn't need new luggage for this trip, but I was like, well, if I can get it here in time and I have this great deal, I think like in the long run it ended up costing me like $200, $250 or something for 2 suitcases with all my discounts and my rebates. And I was like, I have to. So I'm obsessed. I highly recommend you check out everything Vera Bradley. They're my favorite bags anyway, but those suitcases were the best thing I've bought this year so far. So there's that. And then, oh, there's something else. Where is it? I'm sitting on it. There was another beauty product. I have always loved the big makeup erasers for just, you know, removing makeup. They're really easy. Use them with just water. But my friend Dana bought me the minis, the like single use ones, or not single use, but like, you know, one use and then wash makeup erasers. They're so tiny. They're perfect for just like taking off a quick full face of makeup. Like a day-to-day. Like if I was wearing like a fancy makeup look, I probably would use 2 or use a big one. But they're so good. You literally just get them wet and they take up everything, waterproof mascara included. Then you just throw them in the washer when you wash your towels. They're so good. I have a ton of them. I have more than I probably could ever need, but I'm obsessed with them. I just bought a new set. They had a set at Costco that had a week set of the littles, one big one, and a laundry bag. So I highly recommend you check that out because that was a steal. It was like 20 bucks. It was such a good deal. My mom and I saw it and we're like, I mean, do I need more? No, but like this is such a good deal. We have to do it. So yeah, so those are the makeup erasers. I've been using the big one for 2 years maybe, and now I'm loving these dailies. So they come in like a set of 7 usually, and you just, yeah, you use a new one every day, wash them at the end of the week when you do your laundry, and then you're ready for the next week. But I have a ton of backups now just so, because you know eventually you do have to, after a certain amount of washes, get rid of them, but like I'm obsessed. So those are my makeup erasers. I don't know why I brought 2 downstairs, but this set of minis actually had a little like ribbon handle, so it's like really easy to get it. Oh, it was so nice. I brought these on my trip too instead of makeup wipes. I don't really use makeup wipes anymore unless like I have something like really stubborn. I don't really use makeup wipes. Okay, so I've talked about everything physical except for books. So let's go ahead and talk about books. First up, I talked about this in my most recent Read with Kayla. It made me cry. That is An Offer from a Gentleman by Julia Quinn, which is Benedict's book in the Bridgerton series, which I've been told was just like, it's okay, because it's a Cinderella retelling. Y'all, this is so much more than a Cinderella retelling. It was so beautiful. I cried on an airplane. I don't like to cry in public, but I like was unashamed just crying on an airplane about how beautiful this book was, which is so silly because it totally is just like a mass market paperback romance novel, right? And obviously they're good because they've been picked up and made into Netflix series, and like I highly enjoy them, but never did I ever think in a million years that something that looks like this would be making me sob on an airplane. I think Benedict and Sophie may be my favorite couple so far, and I know I said that about Anthony and Kate when I read By Kind Who Loved Me, but I really think Benedict and Sophie are gonna stay my favorite. We'll see. I still have a few more left to read, but just love it so much. And the other April favorite book was one of my most anticipated books of the year. Another new favorite couple. I loved the first book by this author in this universe. It's not really a sequel, but you know, in the same way the Bridgerton books aren't really sequels, right? They're all standalones about people who relate, or are related or know each other. And this book is like that as well. I've been waiting for this book for so long. I devoured it in one night. I really want to read it again, but I have so many books I need to get to before I can reread it. The Intimacy Experiment by Rosie Danan. She did it again, y'all. Rosie Danan did it again. I didn't think I could love anyone more than I love Josh and Clara, but Naomi and Ethan did it. I am obsessed. This book is everything. You never would expect that a love story about a former porn star and a rabbi would be so good, but it's so good. You can read the, not last Read with Kayla, but the one before that I didn't do a video for because I was out of town, for my full thoughts on this book, or check out my Goodreads. But I I love this. Rosie Danan writes great things. I want her to write more and more and more. Naomi is just like a total queen. I love her. And I love the journey she went on in this book herself. Because, you know, it is definitely like a smutty romance novel in a lot of ways, but it also has such a good journey for both of these characters, of self-acceptance and figuring out who they want to be. And, it's just, it's beautiful. So those are the books. Let's talk about my trip to Boston. It was so much fun. I just have like 2 new favorite places in the world. I already knew I loved Boston. I went to Boston a year and a half ago and I loved it. I was only there for a day, so it was nice to be there for longer this time. But while we were there, we went to 2 places that I like absolutely fell in love with. The first being Concord, Massachusetts. This is me at the Orchard House, Louisa May Alcott's house. That's like where she wrote Little Women and was with her sisters and all that jazz. It wasn't open, so I really want to go back when it is open. We can actually go in, but we walked the grounds and took pictures and just kind of hung out there for a little bit, and it was so cool. The whole town itself was cool. There's so many cool literary sites. I had so much fun. That was a day we did with Kelsey. It was on one of her days off, and it was just so fun. And then when Cameron was there, we went down to Rhode Island, and I want to spend more time on the Rhode Island coast. Like, it is so pretty. There was so much to see. It was so much fun. This is me in Newport acting like a fool. I had so much fun and I felt like Taylor Swift. So there you go. So that's my vacation photos. In April, there wasn't a ton of I didn't watch a ton of YouTube except for I watched the entirety of Claire Siobhan's Not So Berry Challenge, which was a lot to catch up on. I'm finally caught up. I think I now need to watch the newest episode that just came out. I'm finally caught up. So that was fun. I haven't played Sims in months because it's on my old computer that doesn't always like to start. So I haven't played Sims in a while, but it was really nice to watch that whole series. So that's all I really on YouTube that I had to talk about. And then the last thing, the thing that has consumed my entire existence that I am currently on my 3rd rewatch of, Shadow and Bone. Oh, it's so good, y'all. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't, because the reality is I didn't read the books until March. So when they announced the show, all I knew that I was excited about was it was a high fantasy book adaptation TV show, which is my jam, and Ben Barnes. That's all I knew about this show until I read the books. I read the books and I read Shadow and Bone like that. And then I got through the rest of the series and Six of Crows and I was obsessed. So I was really excited about that. And when the show came out, I did not know what to expect, how they were gonna incorporate the crows, like what they were gonna do with this incredible series on screen. And it so far surpassed my expectations. I had 2 complaints. And they've stayed primarily my 2 complaints. And the first one is how the Darkling's name reveal goes. In the books, the moment that the Darkling tells Alina his name is this beautiful moment and really emotional, and it's a someone needs to know this because no one knows this kind of thing. In the books, in the TV show, I feel like they kind of just brushed over. It was just oh yeah, this is my name, please call me this. And I'm I mean, yeah, but I wanted to be emotional. And so there's that. And the second one, which is so silly, but I have friends who agree with me on this. I wish the Apparat was creepier. When I read the Apparat, I imagine him a older version of Rasputin from Anastasia. This guy, I'll put a picture right here. Rasputin from Anastasia, but way creepier. Or grayer, older. That's how I pictured the Apparat. And yeah, he's creepy in the TV show, but I just, when I read it, I was Rasputin, which is just a very me thing to think when I'm reading a book, to imagine, fully imagine just actual humans. And because by the time I read the book, the casting had been announced, so I could see Jessie May Lee and Archie Renault and Ben Barnes as these characters. Actually, that's a lie about Archie Renault. I could not picture Archie as Mal when I was reading the books, and that's because TV Mal is very different than book Mal, and thank God for that. But yeah, for some reason it was animated Rasputin is who I pictured as the Apparat. So that tells you what kind of person I am. I'm a mess, but it's fine. But I loved it. It made me love the Shadow and Bone trilogy all over again. The Six of Crows characters, I love how they incorporated them. I think a lot of people were a little upset about how they were portrayed a little bit, but I think it's important to remember that the crows that we read about they don't exist yet, right? Like, this is a prequel, and so we're still gonna get to the point where, like, they are who they were. I mean, in this, yeah, I don't want to give too much away about what they did with the crows backstory and stuff. There are definitely plot holes now that, you know, are gonna be interesting. I'm excited to see how Six of Crows works when Inej has actually met Alina, and has actually met a saint, because of how, you know, religious Inej is. They aged up a lot of, I mean, I think all the characters really aged up, but the one that's gonna be the most interesting is Nina, because they really mess with her timeline, because in the timeline of the books, she should have still been at the Little Palace during all of the events of Shadow and Bone, but in the TV show, she is already off on her journey of meeting Matthias, so that'll be interesting to see how they work with that. But I don't think those are things that are going to impact it too much. Like, it's one of those things that I saw it and I was like, that's going to be a little weird, but I don't think I hate it. I also just read King of Scars for the first time this last week, and so I was reminded of how young Nina was supposed to be during the war, and I was like, but I honestly, I think that I trust Eric Heiser and Lee to, like, do the right thing to make this storyline work, and Lee is so heavily involved that I think that if they get a season 2 and beyond, it'll be totally fine. But yeah, no, I loved it. I am obsessed. Again, like I said, I'm watching it for a 3rd time, so clearly I loved it. And yeah. So that is my April favorites. That is all I've got for you. Let me know in the comments what your favorite TV show or book or anything from April was. I want to know what y'all were loving in April. Or let me know how you're feeling about Shadow and Bone TV series, since that just took up a lot of this video because I got thoughts. Make sure you give this video a big old thumbs up if you like it. Hit subscribe so you don't miss a single one of my videos, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye!